So far in this series, we've taken a look at the mechanics, the science, and the art of shooting for both handguns and shotguns. Now it's time to take a look at the rifle. Just like the other categories, rifles come in many different forms. From the bolt action to the semi-auto, rifles hold amazingly rich history and are used for extremely varied applications. For gun connoisseurs, rifles are often prized possessions in their collection because of all the personal stories and history they represent. Many women I've met have told me that the rifle is responsible for their love affair with guns. But some still find rifles more overwhelming than other firearm categories. Not to worry, we'll break it down and help you learn everything you need to know to get started in rifles. I'm Natalie Foster, and this is Love at First Shot, sponsored by Smith Wesson. I'm here with Danielle Sandville. She's a brand manager over at Smith Wesson. And Danielle, you know a lot about our topic for today, which of course is rifles. Now, there's one defining feature that really categorizes rifles, which is the very long barrel, right?
That's true.
And then there are similarities and then there are differences as well, both cosmetic and in the way that they function. So let's talk about the action in particular.
The action is where the heart of the rifle is. It's where the loading and the firing mechanisms come together and actually make the firearm. So this one here, just to start off with,
yes,
that is a lever action. The great thing about a lever action is the design was so good that they really have made minor changes to it, and it's still in the market today. You'll see it quite often used for target shooting, for plinking in the backyard, and some people actually even hunt with them.
Okay, so we're moving on to the bolt action rifle. So let's talk a little bit about this one.
Sure. So the bolt action, similar to the lever action, is a manually operated system. So in this situation, you're actually moving the bolt forward and down, and then you're also pulling the bolt back.
The spent casing ejects that way, right?
Yes.
So now what is this one used for? I mean, I see the scope and everything on it. I'm assuming that means hunting.
Yeah, a lot of people use bolt action rifles for hunting. The majority of bolt actions are also used for long range. So hence the scope.
Okay, good to know. Now, this one that we're coming to, I have actually never seen before today. So it's called a break open action, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, so let's talk about this one.
Sure. So this is actually the Thompson Center Encore system.
Okay.
So right now, this one is set up to be a shotgun. The great thing about this is that the action stays the same, but the barrel can be outfitted to be a rifle barrel, it can be a muzzleloader barrel. You can actually even make this into a pistol if you wanted to.
That is crazy. There's so many combinations that this particular setup will work with, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. And then this last one that we've got over here, of course, is the modern sporting rifle, MSR for short, and explain all of the great features about this particular one.
So the difference between this and the other guns that we've just talked about is that this is actually a gas-operated, magazine-fed gun.
So that makes it a semi-automatic, where these were totally manual guns, right? Okay.
Yes. The other good thing about this is a really great gun to start with because there's very little recoil. And a lot of people are starting off shooting with these nowadays, where in the past, people might start off with a lever action or a bolt action.
Well, that's very fun, and I can't wait to get out and do some shooting with that. And I'm gonna talk more with, of course, Miss Lena Michalek about all of this very soon. But thank you for coming over. Thank you for showing us all of this, and I look forward to talking more soon.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm here in Waxahachie, Texas at Extreme Tactics and Training Solutions, and I'm with the legendary Lena Michalek of the Michaleks. And you have been a shooter your entire life, right?
This is true.
Right, because of your mom and dad. They've made history in the shooting community, which is so cool, and you get to live that legacy. It's pretty exciting.
It is. Fun fact, I was literally born on a range, so...
No, you were not.
It runs in my blood.
I mean, quite literally.
Yeah, like literally.
I'll have to hear more about that later. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about is the AR-15 platform, or commonly called ARs, also MSRs, which stands for...
The modern sporting rifle.
There's a common misconception out there that ARs are really scary and just, you know, kind of evil
Terrifying.
guns. Which couldn't be farther from the truth.
Yes, it can't... ARs are the #1 gun to get people into the sport, so the misconception that they're scary is just absolutely wrong in every way.
Absolutely, and so people really are concerned about, recoil, that it's really gonna hurt when you shoot it, but in reality, every time I've shot an AR-15 or an MSR, they are so much fun.
They're one of the lightest recoiling guns, especially if you have a 22 version of it.
So even though you see these really big guys shooting it, you'll also see, tiny female, and she'll be handling just as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the great things about this particular platform. So there are a couple of other things that I'd like to address with you, specifically that there's some myths out there about ARs. People think that AR stands for assault rifle or automatic rifle. So what's the real history there?
Okay, a little bit of history on that. The AR stands for Armalite, which was the first company that ever made ARs.
See, that's a big difference.
Yeah, that's a huge difference in Armalite and assault rifle, and sadly, it's one of the biggest misconceptions about this gun.
Okay, so I have never actually done any action shooting, and who better to learn from than Miss Action Shooting herself, Lena Michalek, and of course Danielle here is going to be our referee. So tell us how it's done, tell me the rules.
All right, so for this competition today, you guys are gonna start at the line. I'm gonna give you a beeping noise to start you. Then we're gonna do moving mandatory, 2 shots on each of the targets, all right? And then you're gonna move up to the next spot, which is a box on the ground, and you're gonna shoot 2 shots on each of the large steel and then 1 on each of the poppers. Think you're ready?
No.
Yeah!
You're gonna be great. This is gonna be great. All right, load and make ready. Shooter, stand by.
I don't even know what just happened.
9.85.
Okay, so we're clear?
That was amazing. You're so fast, and I mean, that was like lightning. I don't know what just happened. Okay.
You got it?
Well, it's your turn now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I got this.
You have to be able to separate what other people do and what you do.
Okay.
So,
all right, no,
focus.
that's a good tip.
Buckle down.
All right,
Natalie, it's all about you. Right?
Yeah.
I just really, I have to compete. All right,
Yeah.
that's it.
Let me go load your mag up.
Okay.
All right, so from the low ready.
Okay.
All right. Shooter, stand by.
Wait, I don't even, wait a second.
Take a deep breath
Okay.
and think about what you need to get done. Think good trigger pull and good sight picture, because that's all you need.
Okay, so but just look at the dot.
Yeah, how easy is that when you actually just think about shooting?
Okay, I'm ready, I guess. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, you want to?
Shooter, stand by.
Ah!
Hit. Hit.
Nicely done.
That was really fun.
I know, isn't it?
You did great. You hit every single one.
Wow, really? I hit them all?
Yeah,
High five.
I know.
Thank you.
I
Good
love, oh,
coach.
your paper was fantastic.
Oh, thanks, man.
I know.
Appreciate it.
Now you know why it's like so addicting.
Oh my gosh,
Like you start
completely
one, so
addicting.
you're like, oh, well, I can take a second off of that. We'll try that again. Then you're like, well, there's a little bit more I can do.
I didn't touch it.
Our range officer here is having difficulty
My
with the timer.
thumb was here.
Back to Smith Wesson for you.
Thank you so much, and very excited to see much more from you in all of your competitions this year. We'll touch base with these ladies again in a bit, but first, we're headed out to the West Coast to Leopold and Stevens. There, we'll check out some scopes, which can be a very important accessory to a rifle. Now, this is an area I'm brand new to, so I'm excited to learn how to use them. I'm here in Beaverton, Oregon with Riza Tavares, and we are at Leopold and Stevens. And this is a really, really exciting day because Leopold is just legendary within the gun industry. And it's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
So glad that you called and you were able to come out and see us.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so I don't know the first thing about using a scope.
Okay.
So tell me what's going on in there and how I use it.
Okay. There's a variety of different reticles.
So explain reticle to me because I don't even know what that means.
Okay, so when you're looking through the rifle scope, what the image that you see, which can look just as simple as a cross, is what you're going to be aiming at the target, and we have a variety of different options for those.
So it's really not that complicated.
No, I mean, once you have them zeroed in and have it set for the distance that you're going to be shooting the target or animal at, then that is hold dead on, and shoot.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna learn more about that, I think, at our next location that we're headed to, right?
Yep, we're gonna go down to our shooting tunnel, which is downstairs, and we have a couple of our scopes mounted on a bolt-action rifle and an AR as well.
All right, well, I'm very much looking forward to that. Should we head over there?
Absolutely, let's go have fun.
Okay, so we've made it down to the shooting range here at Leopold, and we've got a setup here going on. Can you tell me what we're seeing?
Yeah, best way to use our optics is put them on guns, like we said. So we have two options here. We have a very traditional style bolt-action rifle here, and this one happens to be the Kimber Super America, and it's 308. So for this, we decided to put a very common VX3 2.5 to 8 gloss finished scope on here.
You talk about the power, and this one in particular is 2.5 by 8,
Yes.
you said. So what exactly does that mean?
So it's a magnification range, so it's 2.5 times what your eye can see. So it's just an easy way of looking through here and, you know, doing the adjustment and going from 2.5 times to 8 times power.
Oh, I see. So you focus it like a camera right here on this ring.
Yes, this is the easy way that you're doing it when you're looking at a target and making the adjustments.
Got it. Okay, all right. That's really not that hard.
Right.
Okay, cool. So this, of course, we're familiar already with this particular gun. This is the Smith Wesson MMP-15. And what have you got set up here on top of it?
Okay, so we went with more of a tactical scope on this one. So this is the Mark AR Mod 1.
Now, I think this is really interesting, actually, because you've got the traditional here and you've got the tactical here, and it really is like putting together an outfit.
It is, yeah. There's
really
a million
is.
ways to accessorize these.
You want the right earrings with the right dress. Am I right?
Yeah.
So after you've put your whole outfit together, explain what this whole mount is all about.
So the part that ties it all together is the IMS mount. It basically just gets attached to the rail of the modern sporting rifle, and then we just make, obviously, different size rings for the different size scopes that you can decide to pair it up with.
Gotcha. Okay, so you've got a little bit of everything. Really.
Yeah, we have to, because there's so many different varieties of gun choices that you can use.
Ah, that's good to know. Okay, so we've got all of the technical pieces down and we know how to use the guns, and I noticed that it happens to be a gorgeous day here in Oregon.
We're very lucky, yes.
Well, why don't we head out to the range and do a little shooting?
Love to.
All right.
And you got it. Wow, look at you.
I mean,
it's definitely the optics, but I think it has a lot to do with your skill as well.
The optics really make it fun and easier, a lot easier to, you know, kind of engage and really make sure that you did hit the target. And I've never shot an AR or a modern sporting rifle with this kind of scope, like optic on it, so that was really cool.
Yeah, well, it makes it a lot easier and a lot more fun.
Yeah,
so.
it really, really does. So this is really interesting because there's this whole debate or, you know, kind of myth even about AR-15s or modern sporting rifles and that they are not hunting guns. You don't use them to hunt. But I found that that's incorrect.
Well, I think it's all personal style and comfort level. I mean, it looks intimidating, but all of these features on here have a purpose. So it's a way to accessorize it all that you can't normally do with a bolt-action, you know, rifle. So I think it's all personal preference and style.
Reza, that was amazing. So much fun. I can't tell you how much I enjoyed it. Now that we've got the rundown on scopes, let's check back in with Lena and Danielle. I've got a first-timer who's ready to take her very first shot, and Lena's the perfect person to walk her through it. So here with me, I have Karson, and she's never shot a gun, right?
Never.
So talk a little bit about your gun background.
I kind of have some negative history. I was involved in a robbery once where there was a gun held at me, so that's the scary side. But then again, my dad, my uncle, they're gun collectors. I'm sure they'll get a good kick out of this.
So they're big shooters, but they never took you along.
No, they probably thought it wasn't right up my alley, but...
Really? But it is today, apparently. So what made you want to shoot?
I've always wanted to. I don't know, it's out of my comfort zone. I like to get out of my comfort zone, so I think it'd be super fun.
Well, I can assure you that you have absolutely nothing to worry about because we're going to be shooting with Lena Michalek, who is, of course, a national and world champion, and, of course, Team Smith Wesson and a professional instructor. So I think you're in very, very good hands. So you ready to go?
I'm so ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Hey, guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. This is Karson.
Hey, Karson. How are you?
So what we're gonna start off with, because this is your first time ever handling a gun, we're gonna start off with the very basics of safety. Whenever you're holding a gun, your finger is always outside of the trigger guard. So this is a trigger guard. It surrounds the trigger, and your finger always just lays above it. And it's just so everyone around you can see that your finger's not on the trigger.
Okay.
Okay? With this grip, you don't ever really wanna let go of it. Okay, so your magazine with your left hand, you can let go, and one of us will hand you a magazine. This is empty, just for demonstration. Okay. And then you insert it, and the bullets will be facing forward.
Okay.
You see how you can see into this port? This is a chamber, okay? Right now, the bolt is to the rear, so it is unloaded, actually. There's nothing in the chamber. So to load it on the rifle, once you've inserted the magazine with your left-hand thumb, the top of this paddle, you hit it, and now the bolt is closed and it's taken this top round off of the magazine and fed it into the chamber. So now you actually have a loaded gun. Before you do this, the number one thing too is that you always have your gun on safety if you're not shooting. Okay, so once you've actually loaded your gun, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna put it into your shoulder. And then with this hand, you wanna reach it out a little bit more. And then your cheek goes right on here. It's called the cheek weld. So once you have that, you're gonna look through this, which is called a red dot. And in there, you're gonna see a little circle. And inside the circle, there's a little red dot. Wherever you put that, that's where the bullet's gonna go. So once you have that on target, you'll take your safety off with your thumb. And then your gun will already be loaded at this point, and you'll be able to pull the trigger, and you'll be able to fire your shot. So once you've done that, and we're done shooting, and you're ready to unload it, you turn your safety back on. And then to release the magazine, you hit that button, the magazine will come out. And then to lock it back, you really need this is kind of one part of the design that's kind of hard. You need like 3 hands. So you place it on your leg, you pull it to the rear, hold that button down, and then your bolt is locked back. And the number one thing that you always do, there's a lot of number one things, like they're really all priority, okay? When you're done is that you actually look inside the chamber and you make sure that there's not a bullet there, because sometimes it will not extract out. This is very rare, but you always want to make sure that it's totally empty, everything's good to go.
Great.
And that's it. It's gonna be so much fun.
I'm so excited.
Safety is always the highest priority, of course. So we've got our ever-important eye and ear protection. And while we're at it, let's review the NRA recommended safety rules. Number 1, always keep the muzzle in a safe direction. Number 2, always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Number 3, always keep the gun unloaded until you're ready to use it. And of course, you're the only person who can determine when that is.
So go ahead and get that good stance, mount your shoulder, look through the dot. Now take your safety off. Okay, and whenever you're ready, there you go. I know,
So cool.
I know, okay? There you go. Ugh. Oh, you got this. You have a fantastic group going, so we're just gonna say this target is stupid and we're just gonna leave it there.
Okay.
Okay, so you've mastered the 22, you're ready to move on. So now we're here to the 223. It's the exact same platform, it's just a larger caliber. So here you go, as you can see, it's quite a difference from that 22 that we just shot, but it's all gonna be good. Take your safety off and squeeze the trigger, just a smooth pull. There you go. There you go, lean a little bit more into it. Yeah, there you go, get aggressive. 2 on the next one. Oh, there you go. Now, did that not just get your adrenaline going?
Yes.
I know, isn't it so
That
much
felt so
fun?
good.
Are you shaking?
A little bit, yeah.
I know.
But it feels good.
This is what we live for, is for that adrenaline rush and just like the fun and the
That's
power
exactly
that you're
what it was.
controlling. It's great. You did so good. High five. High five. Okay, Karson, I know you had to fall in love with what I did.
Absolutely.
And it was fun, but Danielle's gonna show you like a whole nother side of rifle shooting.
So Karson, we are gonna try something totally different.
Okay.
Now we're gonna work on some different positions, and we're gonna be using a bolt action rifle. And we're also going up 1 more caliber.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
All right.
Let's do it.
So this is a bolt action rifle. It's a little bit different than the MSR. So you're gonna have 2 rounds in your magazine. You're gonna put that right into the bottom of the mag. And this position that you're in is called the prone position. The great thing about this is you feel really sturdy. All right, so we're gonna see how you feel after you pull off a couple rounds.
Okay.
Okay, this is the bolt. When you push that forward and you push it down, that's gonna actually put 1 round into your chamber, okay? And make sure you have a good sight picture, and then when you're ready to shoot, you're gonna move this safety to the fire position, and you're gonna take a nice deep breath, and you're gonna pull the trigger nice and slow. What'd you think?
That's so cool.
All right, so let's just put the gun back in safe. Let's clear the chamber out. Perfect.
Hey guys. So how'd it go?
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, I loved it. Felt really comfortable to be down low and real sturdy. Had a lot more kick to it, but still felt good.
You handled it really well.
I did, great.
Yeah, good job.
So Karson, big day, huh?
Yes. It's been a big day, yeah.
Yeah, so kind of walk me through everything that you experienced.
Well, I was super nervous at first, but after I took that first shot and my confidence built up, and now I feel great. I just want to go do some more.
That's fantastic. I love that reaction, and really so many people feel that way. So like rewinding through the day and thinking about all the experiences you had with these different guns, from the AR to the bolt action and the different positions and that kind of thing, anything that really stood out for you?
I really like that I got to try different positions, because honestly, coming into this, I thought, I'd just be standing there shooting. But I mean, the fact that I got to dig in and lay down and get dirty, that was so cool to me. So much fun. And it really made me feel good that I actually was hitting the targets too, so that felt awesome.
Did you feel a sense of accomplishment out
I
there?
really did.
Yeah.
Yes, this is like a big deal to me, coolest thing I've ever done by far.
Wow, really?
Absolutely.
Well, that's saying something. That's great. Cool, well, thank you again for coming out. And now we're headed back to the studio, and we're gonna talk about a few things that you're gonna need for your day on the range that you will hopefully enjoy just as much as Karson did. Now, I know it looks like Santa just showed up, and that means it's once again time for our checklist from the good folks over at Cabela's. Of course, you know by now that safety is our top priority, and we want to take very good care of our eyes and ears. And for that, we have these great Smith Optics glasses. And in addition to being ballistic glasses, the added bonus of this particular product is that it comes with an interchangeable pair of sunglasses as well, as you see here. So this is a great investment. Now, for the lady who really likes to take care of her manicure but also likes to shoot, this genius little device called a Lula from Maglula is an absolute must. You place it over the top of your magazine, and this little switch here on the top makes loading and unloading them an absolute breeze. You don't want to go to the range without this. Now, slings like this one from Magpul are great for carrying your rifle hands-free. The more you shoot, the more you'll find that investing in one of these little puppies is a great idea. And after you've purchased your new rifle, you're gonna need something to transport it in. You've got a couple of options on that front. The first one is this soft case here from 511. This model holds 2 rifles and just about everything else you could possibly need when you're out at the range. But if you plan on traveling a lot and flying in particular with your rifles, you'll need a case like this from Pelican. It's hard-sided, it's waterproof, extremely durable. It also has wheels for easy transport, so this is a really good option. And that's it for the Rifles edition of our show. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, send us your firearm photos over at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you next time on Love at First Shot, sponsored by Smith Wesson.